up, get out right out of your bed, that's your quicksand. Getting rid anxiety and head, you can fix it. Rid of stigmas, all of them you said, we ain't listening. Just remember, try to do your best, you can win this. Maurice Benard, State of Mind.
Hi. This is State of Mind. Why am I going down like this? Like you can't hear me. So what's going on? Please subscribe. Hit this button right here. Blah, 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 blah. We want to get to 200,000 subscriptions so I could have hot fudge sundae with cherry on top. Today I have someone. She's not going to be on camera until her name's called, because I like teasing it. She's just, how can I say? I just think she's very talented, very popular. I like her because she seems to want to always improve. Because every time I speak to her, I'm not every time, I'm lying there, but when I speak to her, she tends to always ask the questions of somebody who wants to be a better person. Okay, so on that note, that made me kind of emotional. I don't know why. Damn, sometimes this thing just goes. Her name is TABYANA Ali.
Hi, everybody. My name is TABYANA Ali.
What is happening?
Hi, nothing.
Let's talk about pigeons.
Okay, I love a pigeon.
Yeah, you love pigeons. Why do you love pigeons?
I love pigeons for multiple reasons. I love their necks and their little tiny heads on their really big bodies. And I just like how they move, you know? It's very like duck-like, but like more like if they don't know, like if they're not confident in their steps. You know, they're just kind of like, well, we'll see if I get a piece of crumb today. And
you said they're smart?
They are really smart, though. They are extremely smart, even though they don't.
I didn't know. Well, I guess I should have, because I told you Mike Tyson had, and they fly away, come back. I mean, that's got to be smart to be able to fly all over the wherever.
And then come back. You know, where their destination is. They are really smart. You can train them how to like shoot a basketball, not an actual basketball, but like little setup for a pigeon, or you know, or they know how to fetch something. They know how to come to you. You call its name.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I've seen so many videos of pigeons just learning how to do tricks. I feel like when I get my pigeon, I'm gonna name it Cluck. I'm going to train it how to just fetch me my shoes, and maybe it'll bring it to me.
Do you think they'll be able to carry it?
We'll train it. We'll do a little weight training first, and then we'll see if we can get the shoes.
Because I don't know if that's ever been done with the shoe.
No, but I'll be the first to do it. I'm going to be the first to do something, and I'll be the first person to train a pigeon how to pick up a shoe and bring it to me.
And when do you think you're going to get this pigeon?
That's a really great question. My hopes is around maybe 26. I'm 22 right now.
Oh, that's a little ways from now.
Yeah, a little ways. I don't know.
So if I bought you a pigeon,
I'd take it. I don't care. I just feel like maybe God's saying that I need it earlier. So I would not ask any questions.
But maybe not.
Right. The person I'd be asking questions to is my mom.
Exactly.
And she probably wouldn't like it.
See?
But I'd figure it out.
But I don't know. Pigeons, I don't know if they're, you know, because you have to understand, you probably know, I have parrots. Let me tell you something about these parrots, man. When I'm on a phone, on a meeting or whatever I'm doing, they don't shut up.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say to the person, those are parrots. So don't think, because they talk like people.
Yeah.
Get away from me. Shut up. Shut up. And so I'm like, that's a parrot. So
imagine you're on the other side.
Oh, it's the word.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Sometimes I do cameos, right? Mm-hmm. And I have to say in the cameo, if you hear any noise in the back, it's birds. Parrots.
That's the other reason why I'd probably get a pigeon, because pigeons don't do too much. They gotta, they
Yeah.
gotta just have that. And I think that's pleasant. That's beautiful.
Nice.
Waking up first thing in the morning
Nice.
and hear just a coo.
Yes.
That's sweet.
The parrots are that okay.
A parrot telling me to shut up. Don't know if I can handle that.
And they talk like my wife. It's just amazing. And then the dogs. I love dogs, man. But
That brings me so much joy. Like, imagine, I want dogs. I don't know if I want 8 dogs, but I like the companionship. It just
one
seems
dog
fun. Okay.
is nice, right? Little nice one dog. He's there, but you start getting 2, 3. My wife, because my wife rescues animals too.
That's just so sweet, Miss Paula.
Yeah, she rescued a dog that got its ears cut. Somebody cut their ears off.
That's sad.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
She got a home for it. And then Anthony, my guy over here, he got a rescue. What kind of dog is it?
A Belgian Malinois. That's a big dog, or like that's a lot of energy.
Yeah. So it's in that way. We're trying to build a sanctuary.
That's beautiful. I want the same thing.
Right.
I would love to have the same thing. Have a farm. I don't know if we talked about this before, but I've always wanted a farm and a garden, and specifically have a farm where animals that might have been in abusive homes or situations, I can just let them live the rest of their little lives out. And I want more like farm animals. It can be dogs too or cats, but I would love farm animals. Cows, horses, chickens, goats.
We're actually we raised some money recently for that, and there's my wife's serious about it.
That's amazing.
So we'll see what
Tell me
happens.
a little bit about it.
So what have you been doing since the last? I don't know when we did the last. I think it was.
That was
2 years.
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. What's been going on?
There's a lot that's been going on. Well, at first I was gonna be like, nothing's really going on, but no, there's been some things that have been going on.
You had depression or something last time, or we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about depression.
Has that come up again, or?
None. No.
Right, you're lucky, man.
Yeah. I say like maybe I've had my moments of lulls.
Yeah.
But I don't know, depression, or well, maybe a little bit. I don't like claiming. I never like claiming depression, but I had a minute of a.
But there's a difference
lull
between a little lull and depression.
Yeah, it was more of like I went through a certain situation, and for a minute, I kind of was feeling a little numb and a little emotionless, and I was like, wow, this is not fun. So I had to do a lot of writing and a lot of praying, and I told myself, okay, I'm gonna take this day by day, and if I don't have necessarily anger or joy in my heart, that's fine. I'm gonna still do what I need to do. So I got up in the morning, I would listen to a specific song called You by Petite Biscuit, and I would say, thank you, God, for this day. At least I'm up. And then as the days went on, it progressively just got better. And now I have this great gratitude for feelings and emotions, even when they get really hectic and even when it's stressful. I'm still so appreciative for them, because that moment that I went through where I just wasn't feeling anything was more miserable than feeling everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would rather feel everything than nothing at all.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a moment that happened. And then after that, I've been okay, and I've had my little sad times, but other than that, it's been fine.
It's kind of what you're saying. I've been through so much with mental health, and I always think I have it. I got it. I know what I'm doing, and then I don't. But one thing I will strive for is whatever you go through is the gift from God.
For sure.
So if you figure it out, you will be much better because you went through that.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're in that, we don't think that way at all, right?
Right.
It's so painful.
Sure.
At least
Yeah.
it's hella painful. But it's almost the positive. If you can, kind of what you're saying, if you can turn the negative into a positive, then we're not so afraid of what we're going through.
Yeah. I think of the 22 years that I've been living,
No, but I like that about you, that you're very you want to get better. I see it.
Yeah, I do.
Some people don't, man.
Yeah, and I think that's very interesting too. I feel like that's also a process of going through life, like you not wanting to improve. Eventually, you're gonna have to improve. You're gonna have to grow.
because it's gonna hit you in the face.
Yeah, you're gonna want to someday, but the fact that you don't want to is part of your journey.
I get you.
So, but I've kind of realized that life is a pattern, and I've been starting to notice that there is a pattern, and it's like, you know, everybody knows before it gets better, it's going to get worse. So you kind of got to live through that worse and understand, like, it's only going to get better. And it's just this up and down. And the more you understand that and you accept it for what it is, the more it's kind of like, okay, you know, I can look at the situation and figure it out and then feel my feelings and then just get through it and understand, like, it was just a moment in time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of life, at least to me. And I think that's the whole point of life is just to live life. That's something that my mom always says is like, just live. And it didn't make sense to me at first. I was like, what do you mean? Like, to live, I'm living right now. I'm actively living. I'm actively doing the things that you would do to live. But just that statement alone just didn't make sense to me. And then as time went on, it's like to live is just feeling your feelings, understanding you have feelings, understanding you're human. You might go through some bad things. It may get even worse than just bad things.
Yeah.
And then you realize, well, I could be dead. And if I were dead, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm living and I'm here right now. So let's just keep pushing, you know?
Yes.
So that's kind of like where my mindset has been at the moment, especially when times get a little difficult.
You know, my wife says, I mean, everybody kind of heard this 1,000 times, but it's a great saying. She says, when you're going through some tough stuff, she'll say, honey, look at me. You are stronger than you know. I said, no, I'm not. Yes, honey, you are stronger than you know. Kind of
that's beautiful.
Inch forward.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What's up with Trina or whatever the frick's going on?
That's such a good question. I kind of wish I knew too.
I mean,
at the moment, after my...
You guys were huge.
Yeah.
And I know he went off to doing his thing.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
But where does, you know, maybe he can come back as the killer of his show. And then, you know, he comes to you and then you figure out he's the killer and then you kill him or
something like, babe, you can't be doing this. What is going on? What? Yeah,
You're just in limbo then?
I'm just kind of in the gray zone at the moment, which is like, that's fine, you know? I think I'm just kind of observing everybody else's trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Trina's watching everybody's trials and tribulations. And I'm in a, I guess, process of coming out of my grieving. You know, it's,
right.
Your soulmate dies, he ain't gonna get over that tomorrow.
Right.
So I think it's just, this whole time has been a lot about Spencer and his grieving, or my grieving, I'm sorry, and just figuring out what I'm going to do for the future and what are my next steps and how am I going to be okay with that. And then it's, you know, also dealing with Joss and Dex and dealing with my, yeah, that's it.
What about, why can't you come work for me, man?
Oh my God. Yeah, no problem. I think that's a great idea.
Right?
Well, actually, T, at first, how I really wanted this to go down is that I become a killer. I'm a murderer. I'm vengeful. You want to be the killer. I wanted to be the killer. I'm so pissed off at the world that now I'm going to go ahead and wreak havoc. And my thing was, I didn't want to know who killed Spencer. Like my fingers were crossed and hoping that I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how he died, right? So then it'd become like a vengeful thing, and then I can go out and like try to find who did it and who murdered. And I'm like, I'm on y'all. I'm gonna get all of y'all. I don't care who's in front of me. I'm taking you down, you know. And then they didn't do that. So
yeah, but you can't be. It wouldn't look good.
I know.
But if you worked for me,
What would I do? Like your
I don't
taxes
know.
or
I'm just
something?
trying to figure
You
it
the
out.
secretary? Hello.
But you don't like me
No, no. Oh, well, I'm not. I don't
because
dislike you.
Ava. You're with Ava.
Oh, yeah,
No,
that's-
you're Team Ava.
Yeah, but
Oh, you can't be Team Sunny. You're Team Ava.
I'm like in the middle, though, right? I'm not.
Well, kind of
necessar-
the middle. You're
I'm
not like
I don't dislike you, but I'm also like, hey, this is Sunny's phone. How can I help you? You know what I
because
mean?
we really haven't done anything together.
We done one thing as of this year, and that was about it. It's when I came and got that folder. Again, I'm a secretary.
That's right. You get the folder, and I was all in that fucking
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah, and then that was it.
And I'm like, I forget. You walked in. I'm like, give her the. I gave you the
Your
folder.
folder, yeah. And I was, and you were like, all right, it's time for you to leave, homegirl. And I was like, all right, okay, I'll see you.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's amazing because as popular as you are, you gotta get it going.
Yeah,
You know, and that's how it works in soap operas.
yeah,
If you weren't popular, then it's like, let's put her over there.
right. Toss her to the side.
What else can we talk about? Oh yeah, but you don't have to talk if you don't want. But you went through something. If you want me to do the talking, I'll just say what I'm going to say. And people didn't like you or something, or
People didn't like that I was black, if I'm being quite frank.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, but these people. I mean, how stupid.
It's silly. I at first wasn't really thinking too much about it. You know, I got
Okay, yeah, you weren't thinking too much about it in
Yeah,
the beginning. Then what
yeah.
happened?
And then there was a moment where I was kind of like, I had an interesting, I don't want to say self-esteem issue going on, but I started noticing multiple little things, and they all kind of like tied up together. But a lot of people were talking about my blackness and talking about that, you know, I wasn't pretty for a black girl, or too dark, or a monkey, or my
No.
worth does not amount to my counterparts, or you know, they were going to hang me and lynch me, and I had those threats, you know, and I thought, how interesting. But the thing that kind of set me off was that after the Emmys, I was scrolling through Twitter. I've deleted Twitter at this point, but I was on Twitter, and I just kept seeing people talking about how I looked like a monkey in my dress, and I was like, what? And I kept looking, and it just was sitting on my feed. It wasn't like if I was
Oh, so you
looking
really-
for it.
yeah.
It was just like on my feed, and I kept seeing people reply to it or talk about it or whatever. So then I was like, well, I'm kind of tired of this now. Maybe I should say something, because not saying anything is way worse
I agree with you.
than just ignoring it. And I'm typically like, what you got to say about me, what you think of me is none of my business.
I agree with you.
You know, and then, but I was like, this is about race. This is racism. This is not just like, oh, I don't like her dress, or the makeup she has on doesn't look good. This is
Yeah.
something
yeah.
else a little
I'm
deeper.
with you. Yeah.
So I was like, ignoring it would be bad on my part.
Exactly.
So I decided to say something, because and then it also wasn't necessarily just me. I've seen other people talk about other soap stars, or other people just in general, and I was like, we're not going to be homophobic. We're not going to be bigots. We're not going to be racist. We're in 2024. I believe that we'll one day have a world peace, but in order to get to it, we got to start acting like the people we want to see in this world, right?
Yes.
So I put out my tweet. I put out a couple of tweets, actually. And to be quite honest, I was kind of being a little sassy. Nobody took it as that, though.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was kind of like being like a little sassy pants.
Yeah.
And I think it was just God being like, girl, you better act right. Because everybody took it as something else, which I think is a more positive way, which was a class act, very kind, very nice. And it really did kind of bounce off back to me as like, when it comes to people that give you hate, you really do got to give them grace. You got to give them some sort of compassion. You got to understand that really this isn't about you.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, like
yes.
this is like, sure, people can be being racist, and then there could also be, which I think and could be a little controversial, that it's also other Black people having insecurities because they're Black, and because they don't know how to deal with their insecurities, they're putting it on me or anybody that's Black.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And it becomes like, okay, this is also about self-worth within them and their self-esteem and how they carry themselves and how they view themselves in this world, right?
Yes.
And then the racist side of it is like, girl, let go of what your great daddy thought so many centuries ago. We're done with that.
Yes.
It's over.
Yes.
It's 2024. We're moving and we're progressing. We don't want to hold anybody oppressed anymore.
Right.
You can sit here and say I am oppressed, but I'm not, okay?
Yeah.
Regardless of what you think. So I just had a moment there, and it was very interesting to see the response of it because it went everywhere.
So you responded in a nicer way?
Yeah.
Because I would have probably figured out a way to respond in not a nice way, but it's not a horrible way. But I'm
Right.
getting them, you know what I mean?
That's what I thought I was doing, and it just didn't translate. I guess, but that's a good thing.
But who
I would
said
prefer
it
that.
didn't translate? You.
Everybody looked at that tweet and was like, she's so kind. And I was like, I was trying to be mean. It
Oh, so it was too yeah.
was too nice. And
I don't like. Yeah, it can't be too nice.
but I
because I think I know in the big picture, you're best to be nice, whatever. But
Yeah.
they win kind of if you're too nice.
I think they win if you give them the same energy. So I was actually really happy that they didn't think that. Because if I'm giving, it's the same thing as like fire. You can't put fire and fire together because it just creates bigger fire. Giving the same energy doesn't really do anything.
No, not the same energy, right?
But even giving a slither of what they're giving, I'm starting to feel like they won't, that's what they want. They want you to come back and be angry. And then it does, or at least a little animosity. Thank you, animosity. They want that. That's
Yeah.
why they're pushing you.
Yeah.
That's why they're bugging at you.
Get you.
You know? So I'm like, if I sat back and I realized, like, really, this ain't about me, and really, you're not saying this for me.
Yeah.
You're saying this for you in whatever situation you're going through because you don't have love, because you don't have the life that you want, because you have some insecurities, because you're fighting some demons and battles inside of yourself. This ain't about me. This is about you.
Yeah.
And I can only look at you as somebody that I feel sorry for. And not I'm sorry, but like a genuine, I'm sorry that you even have to go through that.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same thing as somebody that might be dealing with depression or anxiety, but instead of dealing with it internally, they're dealing it externally.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like I'm trying to, and it is a battle, even for myself, because when somebody's attacking me, obviously you want to defend yourself.
Yeah.
But I sometimes feel like that's a little bit of my ego. That's slightly my ego because I'm making it about me when, again, it might just be about them.
Yeah, but it's still pretty normal to feel.
Sure. Not to disregard my
Because
feelings.
because these people weren't attacking the character.
No,
They're
they were attacking me.
That's a son of a bitch.
Yeah, and that's painful. Who wants to ever be attacked?
Yeah.
I would never. I don't think it's right that they're doing that, and I don't think it's okay. They shouldn't be. It's completely out of place for them to be doing that. Why are you? You don't know me. You really think you have some authority over my life to be speaking about me in this way? It's wrong. But in the same breath, if I step back again and realize that this just may not be about me, they might be. Most of the people I look at
That's
on
the
that
best
Twitter,
way to think, yeah.
and I look at their picture or I look at their livelihood or what they might be doing, no offense, but they ain't doing much.
Right.
So
yeah.
why would I be offended of somebody
I
who
know.
ain't doing much?
I know. It's because we take it personal, obviously.
Right. So I'm like, take your take the ego out of it. Stop being personal about it because it ain't about you.
No.
It's them and they're fighting their demons and battles.
You know, I used to take things real personal just my character. They'd say stuff about my character or the woman I'm with or whatever, and I used to get trust me, that's ego. Too much for my own good to be depressed over shit that people are saying about my character, not me. But one day, I was reading the stuff, and I said, I don't identify. That's not me.
Yeah.
And the way you're saying it with your stuff, I know it's worse because it's you, not the character. But you're absolutely right. That's how we have to think. Because once I said to myself, they're saying shit about Sonny. That's not me, and I don't identify with being him. I'm me. Right. I'm an actor. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Once I did that, I don't know when it was. Don't care what they say about. They can call Sonny the worst thing, and this, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore.
And how have you gotten to that place?
Yeah, I mean, it's still. Don't get me wrong, I am a person. And
yes, it's gonna hurt a little.
I'm struggling, but kind of like what we were talking about off camera. I so badly want to be a person of, in some way, neutrality, and can look at each thing or each side of a coin and be understanding about it. I understand, and yeah. Like, yes, I will have hurt feelings, or yes, I will feel some type of way, yes, but understanding from the other person's side and their perspective. Like, sometimes when you do things or when a person lashes out, it just might not be about you.
Yeah.
I know that I can look at myself and certain situations that I do or I have been in, and I will lash out at a person. Sometimes I'm not lashing out at them.
Yeah,
I'm lashing out at a situation that might have happened a while ago, or something that could have happened in my own mind, in my own head. It's like, and I try not to do that to the other person, because I don't want them to feel like they did something to me when they haven't done anything at all. And it's about learning how to control my own feelings and tempers and know where to place it.
Yeah.
But just saying, like, I can put my shoes in the other. Or what is it? Put my foot.
What is it?
In the shoe. What is it? I put my foot in the shoe.
I put my foot in the shoe, and the shoe in the foot.
I could wear the other person's shoe.
Is one way of dealing with it just not looking at it?
Yeah. You can definitely. There is something.
But I mean, I don't know.
There's something that Tyler Creator. He's a rapper. If anybody who doesn't know, he's a rapper. And he said, the people who get cyberbullied is so stupid. Just close your computer. And it's like, he ain't wrong, because how you getting cyberbullied if all you gotta do is close your computer? But in the same breath, we're humans and we want to look. We're curious. And I am definitely one of those people who are like, I'm a little curious.
Yeah, no,
I want to know what you're saying. And but my thing is like, well, if I'm gonna look, I better be strong enough to take whatever they're saying.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And because it's that, to me, that's just for anything. If you know that the outcome could possibly be negative, you better be able to handle what that situation might bring.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be negative. It could be even more than negative if there isn't even more than negative.
Yeah.
And it's just, if you're going to go into that den and you're going to go try to fight those lions, you better have some armor on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just how I think about it, and that's how I view it.
Uh-huh.
And then it's also the side of it of like, a lot of people say like, just tell them to stop being mean, or just tell them off.
No,
you can't control people.
No.
You can't control people.
No.
I can only do what is best for me. I can only control myself. I can only control how I feel. I can control my day and my outcome of how I choose to look at that day. So for me, I'm choosing to go look at those comments, and I'm choosing to have an armor on while I do it.
Yes.
And you're not going to offend me. You're not going to take down what I built up. And we talked about God before. I believe in God.
Yes.
I believe in Jesus. So with that big man up there, right here, you're not going to rip what he built. You know what I mean?
You know what I like doing? when I get like one person will say something negative, so then I'll say something back, and then all my fans just jump on them. I swear to God. Only, I just got to be careful with like dates and stuff, because if I say the wrong dates, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not the right date. But somebody will be mean, and I'm like, you know what? That's pretty damn mean, man.
Yeah.
That's really not cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It is very, I'm
then-
not going to lie, that's a little satisfying.
They
really,
jump on him, and you don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, it is very satisfying. It's like a bees. There's a bunch of bees just hovering over
it
a
is
wasp, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, that wasp thought he was a big guy. Wait until you meet these bees, you know?
Because, I think for the most part, people don't like mean people. Those dickheads that are doing that stuff, And,
Yeah.
And, at least for my, and I know we have different fans, but they don't like that kind of, like, if that happened, oh, man, it'd be like an all-out war.
Oh, let me tell you, it was. Because it was not a little thing. Because as soon as I said something, because there was a woman that I replied to. And again, I kind of did the same thing. I said something to her, and everybody got her. And I was like, this wasn't necessarily what I wanted, but it happened,
right? Right.
And it became, like I said, it became an actual war where it went to so many different articles, and it went to Entertainment News, it went to Today.com, and went to even outside of the country, which I was like, y'all watching?
Yeah, that's amazing.
So it became bigger than I anticipated.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm grateful to have people on my side.
Of course.
I will never look at them and be like, y'all shouldn't have done that, because I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative that there's somebody willing to step up and do something and say something.
Yeah.
I hope that's also translated in real life too.
Yeah.
That if they saw this in real life or saw somebody, that they would be able to do the same thing. Maybe not necessarily attack them like a physical attack, but like, let's put a stop to that. Because why?
Yeah.
And
you're not telling, I'm not telling my fans go after this guy.
No, not at all.
I kind of knew it was going to happen, though. But, All right, let me see. I want you to ask me like a couple questions.
Ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do this every so often.
Okay. Okay. What were you like between the ages of 14 and 18?
14, I had a girlfriend that was a couple years older, and went out with her for about 2-3 years. And I used to, like I said, I would fight all the time. A lot of fights, a lot of drinking. I'm not encouraging this at all. It's not cool. Now, I didn't start drinking until I was 16 is when I started drinking. And I had a lowrider. You know what a lowrider?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had a 76 Monte Carlo, true spokes, real skinny tires, crushed velvet interior, T-tops, had custom-made T-tops. And it was midnight blue. I took off and those Monte Carlos, they had a white thing on the side, like a, I don't know, and I took it off. So it was all midnight blue. And we used to drive around, like there was a place called the Main Street, where all the lowriders would drive, and that's actually where I would get in fights. Oh. And because you drive by them like this.
Uh-oh.
And then the dude would go, "What are you looking at, man? What are you looking at?" And then it's like, da, 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 da. But like I think I told you before, with my therapist now, we figured out, God, man, my memory. No, I wasn't telling you. Tell somebody else. I forget who, but okay, it doesn't matter. My therapist figured out that the reason why I was fighting, I was abused.
You did just tell me this.
Oh, I did just tell you. Yeah. So I'll tell the audience. I was abused as a kid. Everybody knows it. It's in my book, whatever. So it was me getting back at my father. Mm-hmm. And I know it's true because after you fight, you feel like Even if you get beat up,
Right.
you're just the adrenaline, you know. So yeah, that was girlfriend, fighting, Monte Carlo, lowrider. That's about, not good in school at all.
That's okay. 'Cause look at you now.
I cheated my whole way through. No, I'm not encouraging that either.
That's understandable. Okay, I have another question. From the life that you lived before to today, what do you think that your life's purpose is? What do you also think the theme of your life is?
It's a good question. Maybe you should come over here and.
Oh, sure, no problem.
I'm going somewhere in Philadelphia to speaking engagement, and I'm going to give you the answer with part of what I'm going to be talking about for like a half hour straight, and that's the purpose. I was put into a mental institution at 21 years old. I had my 22nd birthday in there. And when you're a bad boy, they put you in a seclusion room, which is 4 walls, a bed, and they strap you down. They don't do that anymore. But when I was younger, I was 21, they strap you down from your wrist, your waist, and your ankles. And they put me in there, and I'm trying to get out. I can't get out. And there was a latch on the wall. I grabbed the latch, broke it. And I took the latch to my wrist. And then I prayed, you know, like, God, help me. God, please, please, God. And I opened my eyes. I took the latch, busted it in half, made it into a cross, and put it by my bed. And I knew even then there was a reason. I couldn't fathom why I had to go through all this, but there was a reason why I'm going through this. And that purpose and that theme is I was going to help other people not suffer the way I suffered. And that's been everything that I've been doing for the last 30 years with mental health. Not acting, although acting's cool and all that, and it's, you know, but that's it.
And we thank you very much.
Okay. This was a freaking cool ass talk with Tabyana. I mean, we got into some great stuff. Last time was great too, but this time was just it's like so cool. Everything she was talking about, the deep stuff. I loved it. I think you got a good head on your shoulders. I think you're gonna have I truly believe you're gonna have a great life. You got a great mother,
Thank you.
and you're lucky.
Thank you.
I know luck is when talent and opportunity meet. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
But thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Mo.
State of mind. Bye.